There's a comedian, and here's where start recording. Get him. Don't worry, I'll put this up in 1080. There's a comedian, okay? And I've only done a couple of shows with this guy years and years ago when I lived in LA. He also came to my old apartment once, which is now Josh Denny's apartment, to record a podcast when I had a podcast network on Chris Porter's podcast, Chris Porter's General Store. This comedian's name is Brian Scolaro. Now, Brian Scolaro, very well-known comic, okay? Funny guy. I was going to have him on this show one time. He was supposed to come do this show. It didn't work out. I didn't get a Twitter. He Twitter DM'd me, and I didn't get it until days later. And I'd still like to have him on the show. So I'm not trying to blow. I get stuff from people like, whoa. Let me say this right now. If you're a comic watching this, and you're one of these guys who's like, man, you were pretty hard on so-and-so, or, oh, fuck. It's like, you're all becoming giant pussies if you think that. Because I don't know what everyone's deluded themselves into thinking. I don't really come out swinging on this show to anyone who doesn't, come at me. And this thing, I'm about to talk about Brian Scolaro, he didn't come at me. This popped up on my Facebook. I didn't comment on it. I didn't go after it. I think that's retarded to do. If you ever catch me arguing on Facebook, I'm bored and trolling, and I will delete it the next day. It's super embarrassing. So I go back and I delete comments. I drop little bombs and then delete them the day later. I've got the time and I have the assistance to do it. But I'm not hard on anybody. I say truths. I say facts, and we live in a world where like somebody does something really shitty and you call them out for it and then they turn around and go like, why are you being such a fucking asshole? It's like by blowing up your shit, by talking about what a piece of shit you are. Now, I don't pass final judgment on somebody and go, this person's an unredeemable sack of garbage. I tell you what happened. You decide. You figure it out. Okay. Brian Scolaro, he's been Wizards of Waverly Place, Stacked. He's a stand-up comic. He's been in a lot of stuff for a lot of time. Okay. Got some credits. I was looking for a post in here. So I start scrolling because there was a post the other day where he wrote, so just got attacked on my page for asking for donations for my MS. I guess he has multiple sclerosis. But there was another post on here that got deleted and it's now gone. Okay. Now, the gist of this post, which ties in kind of to the one before, was this. Now, I guess he's immunocompromised, Brian Scolaro. He's got MS. Certainly understand that. And, you're talking to a guy. I recognize most of my friends and most of the people, they're out there living their lives. I go to the Lovesac store, wear my mask, come home. I see people eating. I see people hanging out with their dogs. I see people shopping, doing stuff. Great. Whatever you're comfortable with in your own risk level, you're a young person. You've already had it. You're vaccinated. You're not too worried about it because you're pretty healthy. Whatever your situation, go nuts. Your own risk level. I say respect people with the mask. If somebody's not wearing a mask and you don't want to deal with it, don't deal with it. Don't deal with it. He made a post where he's like, I was in my apartment complex, in my hallway, and I ran into a girl without a mask. Okay. And I told her she should be wearing a mask. And she goes, I don't need a mask. I'm vaccinated. So I can't get it. And I said, yes, you still can. And you can spread it to me, even though you can't get it. You can still spread it to me. Immunocompromised people like me, who can't get the vaccine. Now, it went on and on about how he got into a little back and forth with this woman. And all I'm thinking to myself is, if I'm, immunocompromised, go into your apartment, get on the other side of the hallway. You're coming off like a self-righteous ass, and I don't know you. Again, we've met a couple times. I have no doubt in my mind he has no idea who I am or remember, but he's been to my house, my old apartment. You having a conversation one-on-one feet away from a woman without a mask while you claim to be immunocompromised, and I'm not saying you're not, but it shows you what people really give a fuck about. It's like when we get in these arguments with people about, so you don't want any change if there can be no change. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to do things that do nothing. I don't want to stand in a hallway of life and argue with someone about masks. That's insane. That is insane. Look, it's common sense to me that putting a mask over your face stops you from, someone like me especially. I'm spitting all over the goddamn place. I'm a pretty hot-headed fuck. It seems like it would stop you from dropletting and spitting on people. It seems like a pretty, all right, easy thing to do. Not a big deal. Not a hard thing to do. Whatever. Mask up. Shut the fuck up, mostly. Imagine truly being immunocompromised and having this argument. It doesn't make any sense. So I went to show you the post because I'm not recapping it accurately. It had some insanity to it. And then underneath it, there were at least 3 to 7 comments. Maybe this is why it got deleted. Going off on this woman who no one knows, by the way, a woman in his building. Calling her a bitch, hoping she dies, hoping she gets it. It's like, this is why the left, now the right disgusts me for a lot of different ways and reasons, but this is why the left disgusts me. Once you've made a moral decision in your minds, you guys are comfortable breaking your own rules and attacking whoever the fuck for anything. Once you've decided that they're morally wrong, which by the way is, your own whatever, skewed whatever. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Now she's a bitch and you hope she dies? Like, Jesus Christ. It's like Trump, like inciting violence. Like, yet 9,000 people are allowed to, tweet about death to Trump, who was a sitting president. It's just like, it doesn't make... You're either concerned about the rules or you're not, or you're actually concerned about people or you're not. You can't have it both ways. It doesn't add up. So I come on here to look for this post. It doesn't exist now. But what we have instead, it's a video, so it's even better. And look, he's raising money for multiple sclerosis. He's got a Patreon. Go support comics by all means. If you like them. I find so then he posted this one yesterday, a couple days ago. If we find the people who won't wear masks, okay. So again, like this is the argument. I'm not sticking up for people who don't wear masks. I want to make this very clear. I wear a mask everywhere I go. I'm more scared of. I haven't seen a friend face to face in Las Vegas in over a year. I've been here in Vegas. I haven't seen a friend in a year. Guests of this show, not guests of this show, out and about or home. So I'm more paranoid than most people. Number one, I hate everyone. And number two, I'm paranoid about it. I don't want to get this virus. Probably be fine. Don't want to take chances. Just don't want to fucking do it. Now, most of my friends, most comics here in Vegas, they're out doing their thing, living their best lives. And I don't have a problem with that. Do you? Everyone can calculate and calibrate for themselves what an appropriate level of risk is. It doesn't make sense to go around preaching to everyone. We're past it. Let me let you know, A Biden coming out saying maybe by 4th of July, you'll be able to have a picnic. It's like, are you retarded, old man? You know? Why don't you go do some more hopscotch on the old stairs up to the thing? It doesn't make sense. You're also immunocompromised. Maybe. I don't know. I'm diabetic. I'm overweight. Certainly not happy. But, you know, these people don't get it. They've had a year of you telling them wishy-washy information, lying, not lying, changing shit, giving, different stats. People are over it. They're out. They're doing what they want to do now. It doesn't fucking matter. You're going to have to put soldiers in the street to stop people. They're over it. They're just over it. And it doesn't mean I'm going to be out there running around at the Puerto Rican Day Palisades. But, some people will. Some people absolutely will. And that's fine. Like I said, take your own risks. I find it insane and insufferable to just argue with strangers. And I understand that it's a hot button topic, just like half the country voted for Trump. I don't sit here and go like, how could they? I don't know. They just do, man. Like, you've surrounded yourself with people who think like you, so you can't fathom another point of view. So that's not, and then you have, hey, if we find people who wear masks, then we can put that money towards the next stimulus. Then we also have a record, hey, Schindler, of people who didn't wear masks, so we can kick them off the stimulus. Food for thought. And then everybody's like, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. You have to understand that this is a very divisive issue. So it's so, like, it's an insane person who's just like, do you understand this was Hitler's rationale? Like, I don't understand why we don't just get all the Jews and put them in a cage. If there was Facebook, if you traveled back in time and created Führer book and posted like, what is everybody doing letting Jews just be people and live? Like, put them in cages, put them on trains, turn on the showers, gas them up. 39 likes. Like, yeah, of course. Start a list. Like, what are you talking? A list of people who don't put on a mask? What are you fucking talking about? Stores, if you want to be a mask store and require it. If you want to do it optional, have it optional. If you want to be the fucking rootin' tootin' general store owner who's like, no mask, no service. If you want to be like, get your mask outside with your dog. No masks in my store. Like, fine. Everyone will just pick where they want to shop based on that then. This is over. The lists are coming. The lists are coming. The lists are coming. The lists are coming. I don't know, man. I don't have the answers. Clearly. But it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for people to like be so sure of themselves. Like, what we'll do is just round up anyone who feels differently. Like, I'm sorry, who are the fascists again? Put your name tags on. Let's continue, because we're not even to the shocking one yet. So here it is. Okay, so, and you start to get a theme of this. And again, Brian, I'd love to have you on the show to actually talk about it. Like, if this gets back to him, somebody tag him, start some shit, see if I give a fuck. But, Brian, I'd love to have you on and actually talk about this. Are you all right? You seem like a level-headed guy. You seem like a funny comic. You seem successful. I'm worried about you, man. Like, are you okay? Because we could go boogeyman hunting, but I'd rather like get to the, let's get to the bottom of something real. Look at this. These two gentlemen just attacked my friend and I for wearing masks. Already, my Jussie Smollett meter is dinging. What? Now, sometimes Asians sometimes white guys shoot up Asian massage parlors. And sometimes, I have no doubt, I got called This is 100% true. In Oklahoma, I got called for wearing a mask in a store. And then I just moved on with my life. I didn't stop, have an altercation, break down a 32 slide PowerPoint with why you can transmit. Like, I don't care. Like, for all they know, I am and do love chugging chodes. But Brian Scolaro, these two gentlemen just attacked my friend and I for wearing masks. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess you started this. Now, I don't know. This is a wild accusation. You have a history. I saw the post. It's now been deleted on your thing. You have a history of starting shit with people you see not wearing a mask. By the way, it's starting to get hot in Vegas. Let me tell you two things I saw, and this is why I'm starting to get worried about average people. We've always known the average person was dumb, but like, you're not even questioning sanity and common sense anymore. I literally saw a woman alone at a bus stop, alone, eating. She had like Carl's Jr. or something. She had it out. She was eating. She would take a bite of a burger, mask dangling from one ear, put the mask back on and chew. Take it down, take another, by herself. I'm sitting in my car losing my mind. It's starting to get hot, and I'm still seeing dope after dope after dope wandering around, walking around down streets, no one else around with a mask on. You're walking outside during the day alone with a mask on. It's not more comfortable. It's not nice. It doesn't feel good. What are you doing? What are you doing? I need more information. What do you know that I don't know? Because I don't feel good about it, man. I don't feel good about it. I have to wear one alone in the car when delivering other people's food, or I get a lot of stares. That doesn't happen. I'm telling you right now. I have delivery drivers bringing food up to my door with no mask on. So it's not always happening. It's not always happening. Thank you for doing that if you really do that, but I think that's insane. If you grab a bag of food and put that in your passenger seat or the back seat, as long as you're not spitting around in your car. Look, if you got a cough, put it in the trunk. Put it in the back, whatever. It's insane for you to drive your car around with a mask on. It's redonkulous, someone said. That's why I don't like these stories. It's like it's not believable from the beginning. Okay, let's go with it. These two gentlemen just attacked my friend and I for wearing masks. And one of them is wearing a woman's coat. They waved me over. Listen to this. They waved me over. He's wearing a woman's coat. This guy looks like he's in Red Dead Redemption. Woman's coat. You've never had anything good fitting in your life. Like, Brian, we're fat fucks. What are you talking about? So I called the police. Yeah, right. Fuck. I find myself driving home after work. This is from the chat. With my mask still on. If I get a comfy one, I don't even notice it anymore. That's fine. That's like wearing your sunglasses on your head and then looking around for them. That's fine. It's not the same thing at all. You feeling like you should wear it? I think Dutch Brothers, the coffee place here, I go drive through and get Dutch Brothers coffee. They want you to wear the mask when you go through the drive-through. It's like, no, I'm going through a drive-through so I don't have to wear a mask. I'll do you the courtesy of like talking straight in my car while you're over here to not droplet you. Well, I just go, oh, thanks for the coffee. Wear my mask while I drive. I'm not doing it. That's why it's insane when Trey's Mala finds it necessary to like film himself on his Instagram thinking he's a badass walking through a parking lot alone going, no mask. I'm a free breather. It's like everyone should be a free breather walking through an empty parking lot alone, dummy. How brave. Yeah, we have to have masks on in the drive-thrus here. Yeah, I think that's crazy. Look, and again, if they were like, you have to have one on to get coffee, I'm putting one on. Okay, you know? I understand that McDonald's wants me to have a shirt on too, so I don't freak out everyone who's eating pickles on a Big Mac when they see my nips. I understand rules. But I don't believe this story. This can't be all real. You're telling me they waved me over and said I was a pussy for wearing a mask, and that Corona does not exist, and that me being fat was going to kill me, not Corona. It's like, this didn't happen how you're saying it. Hey, come over here. You're a pussy for not wearing a mask, and Corona doesn't exist, and you're going to die because you're fat. That didn't happen. Come on. Come on. Also, if that was the 3 bullet points this motherfucker had to yell at me, just like, you're not wearing a mask, you're a pussy, Corona don't exist, and you're going to die because you're fat, I'd just be like, okay, and walk away. You know, you find it very, very interesting. And look, again, you got a history of this. You posted, just met a woman in my building who wasn't wearing a mask, guys, but I set her straight. It's like, cool, police. I always find it weird when there's a comic doing this. It's like, who hurt you? You know? Do you feel good being the cops? The man? Like, you're a comic. Who are you after? We should find them and round them up and make a list. Someone called you a pussy and you need to go tell people about it? Victim? Just got attacked on my page for asking for money for my MS. Did you? Also, who gives a fuck? People on the internet were interneting? Oh my God. Like, fucking file a report. Are you new to the web? Imagine if every time someone said something disparaging about me, I went crazy. You don't see me. You don't see me starting threads in my own group about people bullying me. Yes, you do. That happened this week. The point is, we're very out of control. And you've got a history of just loving the victim. You love the victim hard. Hard. People were doing this to me on my page. I saw a woman in my hallway who wasn't wearing a mask. Okay, hall monitor. Gross. Gross. I think you spent too much time down at Waverly Place because you're acting like an 8-year-old. What the fuck? This guy called me a pussy and then said I was fat and I was going to die. You are fat. I'm fat. And, you know, this could have been time spent better eating pizza and jacking off. No, I need to go let people know that I was attacked. I felt people were, and they were so dumb because they said the corona wasn't. They don't even believe corona's real. Like, did that happen or didn't it? It sounds fake AF. Then when I explained that 500,000 people are dead, he said I was an idiot for believing that. And he was a middleweight boxer and that he would kick our asses. So I called the police, but they left by then. And then I found out the idiot on the left lives in my building. So that should be fun. I'm worried about you. Not because of that guy. I'm worried about you, man. If you're living like this, I really want you to know it's not proportionate. The way you're acting about all this stuff is not proportionate. But Patrick, Asians are getting... That's awful. And everyone who does that to Asians should get arrested. I'm going to let the cops handle it. I really don't think my hashtag is going to assist them in their case. I'm not the Long Island medium. Man, like, God, are we lost as a people? Common sense wise and just in what matters, you know? Like, fuck, dude. Imagine if every time you posted a victim post like this, you created a piece of content and did something, you know? Jesus fucking Christ, man. Imagine the amount of time police wasted on this shit. Right. Oh, did they leave by the time you called them? There's guys here in a van calling me a pussy and they're not wearing masks. Aren't you 40 something? What the fuck? God, man. Like, we're out of our fucking minds, dude.